In Demo 1, we created a quote and emailed it to the customer. The customer then accepted the quote by selecting one of the 3-tier pricing options. When the customer submitted the acceptance of the order, Teesom was automatically notified, and the job now appears on the job board as an invoice at the work in progress stage. For every job that appears on the job board, there are 3 circles, one for art, one for goods being ordered, and one's for goods being received in. The objective on the job board is to go for green. We want all 3 circles to be at 100% and the color green, which means we can proceed with completing the order. Let's begin with the art. I'm going to go ahead and click on the art circle, which will then open a new window which lists all the art involved with the order. I want to edit the art, and I can do that by either clicking on the design number, or I can click on the action button and click on Edit Artwork. At this point, we can now refer back to what was previously quoted to the customer and look at any instructions that the customer has provided to us during the quoting process. We'll click back on the production tab, go back to the approval content, so that we can now upload a zoomed image of the design and a placement image. Let's do that now. We can also add additional information, like the colors. Because this is an embroidery design, we can also add the thread color. So I might say something like light blue, 1755, and white, 1801, where I'm actually capturing the thread color number. If this was a screen printing order, we could also capture Pantone colors. The actual stitch count is what it actually came out to be. It's different from what we actually quoted on the stitch count. Click back on the approval content and we can put what it actually came out to be. Here's where we'll enter the exact measurements of the design. And then in the approval comment, we can reiterate what the customer said in the sales process. At this point, we can save the information, and Teesom will ask us if we want to complete the artwork. Let's go ahead and click OK. Now that we've completed the artwork, the circle for the art says 100%, but notice it's still in blue, and that's because we have not sent the art approval out and gotten the approval from the customer. Let's go ahead and do that now. I'll go ahead and click on the action button and then click on Send Approval Request. Again, while in demo mode, the actual email address that's listed here is not going to be used. It's going to go ahead and send directly to my email account. We want to confirm the approval due date. It's a good idea to just let this default. And then we have 2 options here that we can either leave checked or uncheck. Do we want to approve the imprint and the production rows? This would be if you have apparel items that aren't getting an imprint. So for example, if you have 50 shirts, but 3 of them are not getting the imprint, then you would want to have the customer approve the product rows as well. Let's go ahead and turn that off for this order. The second option is to use a secure OTP one-time PIN verification. If it's a customer that you've been dealing with a lot, you may not need the security of the one-time PIN. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. The next two options are for reminder dates. Notice it's defaulting to 7/18 for the reminder, and you can see that the approval due date is on the 19th. So I'm sending it today, which is the 15th, and I actually might want to change this to tomorrow and then on the 17th again. If the client approves the art in the meantime, these reminders will not go out. They'll only go out if the customer has not approved the art. Let's go ahead and send now. This is what it'll look like when the customer receives your art approval email. He'll click on the email. He'll view all the information here in the email, and then eventually click View Approval. Once he's entered into the approval, he will then click on the Approve or Reject, and he can look at any notes that were taken on the order. He can also see the imprint specifications, that it's embroidery, the number of colors, the design size. He can see the colors that are going on the imprint, and he can see the information that he gave while still at the quote stage. Now he can select either reject or approve. Once he's done approving, he'll click the Submit button, check off the box, and then click on Submit. He can now see that it's approved, and then you will get a notification back in Teesom. You can see that your notifications is showing you all the activity that just happened. So here's the approval of the artwork from Global Tech. And then if we look at the job board itself, you can see that our green art circle is 100%. Please continue on with Demo 3 in regards to purchasing the goods and receiving the goods in.